Hello. Hello, everybody. Can you see me? Seem to be a little bit out of focus. Let's just try and fix that. Oh, it's all kicking off here. Just thought I'd do a little preview of the match. I think quite a few people have asked in the comments and stuff if I can start doing previews again. I don't know if I really have the time or whether it's worth it with the views that I get, but I thought I might preview today's game because I think it's quite a big game, despite also being a free hit. I don't think anybody's really expecting Wolves to win today, but everybody's been saying in typical Wolves fashion they would win tonight because of the pressure's off. We're missing a key player in Ruben Neves, but I don't know. I think all bets are off really tonight. I think we've seen Chelsea have got weaknesses. I think if you stop Jorginho from playing, I don't think Kante's been as effective. I think if we can contain Hazard for large spells of the game, I think we'll get something out of it. We've also seen the best team in the country come here and struggle in Man City in August. We've seen who else struggled here? Well, Man City have been the biggest team to come here and haven't come away with 3 points. Spurs struggled in the second half in the last 20 minutes or so. But the way that we've been playing recently has been strange and uncharacteristic. Oliver says there that we need to try out Dendoncker today, £12 million player. Obviously, Neves out, so there's going to be one change at least to the team. So who would you bring in? Who would you add to the team? Is it going to be Gibbs White? Will it be Dendoncker? Will it be Saïss? Would Saïss play at right centre back again? What would you guys do there? Does anybody think that they're going to change? That he's going to change the formation, that he'll play 3 in the middle, or is is Nuno too stubborn to do that? Is he going to stick with the 2 in centre midfield, or is it that it will work today because Chelsea are going to let us have the ball a little bit more than other teams usually would? I think it's going to be an interesting game to see tonight. I think we can certainly get something out of it, and there's a chance. Any score predictions? The people who are watching at the moment, please. Anybody think Wolves are going to win tonight? Let me know in the comments now. Previous games against Chelsea that I can remember. Game in 2011 around New Year where Jose Bozingua gifted us an own goal from a corner. I think he tried to clear it away with his left foot and it sort of cut easy with his left foot outside of the foot and went in the back of the net. We need to win 2-2. Is Dendoncker not on loan? Dendoncker's on loan with a sort of we have to buy him at the end of the loan. 13 million obligation to buy him at the end of the loan for 13 million. I think it is 13 million euros, 12 million pounds, something like that. I think it's such a strange one. I just can't wait to see him in real life in a Premier League game. He looked fine against Leicester and he looked fine against Sheffield Wednesday. He was able to deal with the ball at the top. He looked like quite a good header on him. But I don't know. Gibbs White will play, says Oliver Horton. Saïss at centre back. Reckon we'll win, but it depends on Hazard. If we sign that Chinese dude, surely we will have to sell one of our 4 wingers. Is that what's his name? The one who's been scoring every other game or something like that in China. But the thing is, with him, how is that going to translate to the English game? It's difficult to tell. Wolves 5-0 to Wolves. Yes, I think that's a long bet. I did just have a look at the odds before I came out. Now Wolves are 55-1 to win 3-0. 55 to 1 to win 3-0. There's something like 11 or 15 to 1, I think, to be 2-1, which I think is quite a good bet. Lamar's off to Molineux soon. Hello. Is anybody dreading the game today? I'm feeling. I've got a friend who's a Chelsea fan, and he hasn't spoken to me since the weekend. Not because we'd be building up to the game, we'd be talking usually. But I think Chelsea are not 100% confident about the game. I think that they've been tested recently against Spurs, which has perhaps highlighted a few of their weaknesses. They've got quite a busy schedule now. They've got the big game of the weekend, I'm sure, and then they've got the Europa League next week as well. So things are coming thick and fast for them. So hopefully they'll be distracted a little bit today. A couple of comments just now. Can't see us getting anything from this game. We're all scratching our heads with the dip in form. One thing for sure, we can't keep going the way we are unless otherwise Fosun will sack Nuno. That was a video that I made a couple of days ago. 2-2 we've got as a prediction there. Nathan Sankey. I'm dreading it. Literally had to walk away from both the Huddersfield and the Cardiff games. They were just so disappointing. Where do you think we will finish? It's difficult now because we had such a good start, and I think that sort of run of form again is not impossible. I think we only really need one more run like that to be, to secure our place in the Premier League for next year. And then, if we could just, I think we just need to settle back into the Premier League. I think we've forgotten how to win a little bit. The game management on Friday against Cardiff is something that hasn't really been touched upon, but was really poor. The way we were playing when we were 1-0 up with 20 minutes to go was inadequate. It was not the way that it should have been. We should have been more controlled in the game. And yeah, I just think we need to be cleverer. I think today's almost the perfect game for it, because Chelsea will come here to play football. They'll come here to try and win. They'll come here and they'll let us have possession, the sort of arrogant thing that the top teams do. And I think that works in our favour a little bit. I think everybody knows that the front three need to be more clinical. I can see you in the car. I'm behind you. That's frightening, that is. How odd. We've had double the amount of chances. Neves won't be scoring a worldie today because he's suspended, unfortunately. Morgan Gibbs White to score. Excuse me. Reckon we'll be a better team in the second half of the season, especially when we need the points towards the end of the season and others have their flip-flops on if it comes to it. Well, I think we were all hoping that... Well, I'm sort of worried that we've had our flip-flops on there. I'm joking, I'm sat on my sofa, thank goodness. I was panicking a little bit then. It would be nice if Gibbs White would score tonight. So close in that game against Arsenal, that would have been amazing. If we could score a good transfer window, who would you want to get? I said in the summer, and I'll repeat it now, that we need just somebody quick and lethal in attack. And I mentioned Jamie Vardy in the summer, because I think, but I don't actually mean Jamie Vardy. I mean somebody like Jamie Vardy, somebody who's just an animal in the box, somebody who's going to score. Somebody's going to score 10 goals a season. I thought we had that in Jota. He's been poor. I think it's been highlighted recently that lots of his goals came from assists from the left-hand side. So we're missing him. And yeah, I think that's quite a big. He's been quite a big miss. Let's see some of the comments that have just come in now. Oops. Wolves 2-0 by half-time, only to let a clean sheet slip by the 93rd minute. So 2-1. Sheldon's going for 20 minutes will be the first goal. Right. Okay. I've got about 5 minutes or so before I have to leave to go to the match. Parked around about 10-15 minute walk away from the ground, just in Chapel Ash sort of way. So it doesn't take me that long to get to the ground. Let me know, is there anybody here who's actually going to the game, or trying to watch it at home on various streams and other means? It was weird on Friday for me, missing the game. First game I missed since March, but yeah, need the crowd behind them tonight. That's a good point. We'll come back to that in a minute. Do you think the step up to the Prem is too much for Jota, Cav and Costa? Because they've been terrible. They have been terrible. Cavaliero, when he came back from the injury and scored with his first touch against Southampton, then looked good against Arsenal in spells, looked good against Crystal Palace when he came on as well. I thought he was going to be to adapt well, but he hasn't. Costa is lazy, yeah. Costa comes out for the big games though. If you remember the Liverpool game in the Cup, the Arsenal game a couple of weeks ago, it wouldn't surprise me if he had a barnstorming game tonight if he was to play. I think his place is in doubt a little bit as well. The team who's expected to be out in a minute, 15 minutes or so, something like that. But yeah, Jimenez has been weird as well since when's he started going off the boil? A couple of weeks ago now. But he's not getting any service from the wide players at all. If it was up to me, that just having that extra man in midfield, having the three in midfield, would allow us to be more creative as well. I think people are overlooking that a little bit and seeing, right, well, we are being overrun in midfield because we've got the two, Moutinho and Neves, and they're being turned around by the three that the opposition are putting up against us. But it would also allow, when we have got possession, for somebody to sit deeper and give us the cover for Neves or Moutinho or Gibbs-White or whoever it is in the two in front to go on more and create more things and be an extra body in the box, because we get Traore's getting down into the channels and we've got Cavaliero and Costa getting into the dangerous positions, but when they're putting the ball into the box, there is nobody there. Nobody there at all. Thank you very much, Sophie Handley. Loving the videos. Thank you. Cheers. Nuno out rousing. Will our extra days rest help, or is this nonsense? I don't know. At this level, I don't know whether rest makes that big a deal. Crossing is poor. That's been where we've missed Barry Douglas the most. The number of free kicks that we have now, where we don't have a left-footed. I've been saying it all season. We don't have a left-footed set piece taker. Nobody to whip the ball in at all. Moutinho puts the balls in, but they're looped up into the box, and they're not as effective as they were last season. That was a massive part of our game last season, and something which we've really, really lacked this season. Then 4-4-3. That's too many players, Andy. I'm afraid. we would probably win most games then if we had 4-4-3. Yeah. But yeah, it's very easy to sit here as a pundit or as a fan and just say, well, we should be doing this, we should be doing that. It's easy, just put another man in the field or whatever. Nuno's sticking to this philosophy. If anybody watched his press conference yesterday, he said, look, we came in to Wolves and we put this philosophy in place and this system in place, and that is how I'm going to play. Right, that's it. So it's not going to change at all. I don't think anything is going to make him change at all. What wingers do you want to start? Well, I think it was Nathan Judah and Tim Spears yesterday talking about oh well, somebody's watching from Australia. Fingers crossed and pray, enjoy the game. I'll be watching in Australia. Wow. Traore could start today. I really don't like him as a player, but I think today could be his game. Their fullbacks, Azpilicueta and Marcus Alonso, are not the fastest, so it could be an opportunity to try and get Traore into dangerous positions around the side and around the back. But I also don't trust him. I don't want to see Traore playing for an hour. I don't know whether bringing him on after 20 minutes or so. With 20 minutes to go, might be the right thing to do when those legs are tiring at the back with Chelsea. But they're a better team defensively than they were the last time they came here. If anybody remembers that game in the FA Cup after the Liverpool game last February, I think it was, beginning of February or end of February, 5th round of the FA Cup. And we played really, really well that game. Is anybody still playing that was in that team? Cody and Doherty, I suppose, are the only two. Which just shows you how far we've come. That was only 18 months ago, or nearly 2 years ago now. And we've got a completely different team. Traore's not using his pace enough. I really, 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 really don't like the way that Traore plays. He waits for the ball to his feet too often. He's too... he doesn't anticipate what's going to happen. If you watch him closely today, he'll be... If you go into the match, he'll be standing still, waiting for the ball to feet. And then when the ball's pinged at him, it'll bounce off him. And he needs to start moving and getting into good areas. It's very, very... I don't know, very frustrating for me at the moment. Somebody just commented something then to read out. Adama's too much like Oxlade-Chamberlain. I wish he was. Though he can't score. He tries to solo it too much. Yeah. Love the vid's best YouTuber. Thank you. Thanks. I don't know. Oxlade-Chamberlain is a far classier, far better player than Traore. Traore on the ball, I don't think he's good enough. There was a point, wasn't there, on Friday when they had a bit of a breakaway, and his first touch was awful, bounced off him, went 10 yards ahead of him, went back to Cardiff, and they weren't able to make anything happen from that chance. And that really should have been a goal, even though it was on the halfway line. With his pace, good touch there, and beats Sol Bamba, whoever it is, the big lump of a centre back that they've got. Should have easily been a goal. Really, really frustrating. Right then. A little lunch in a carrier bag here, like a classy man. Got 2 chocolate bars for the match. We've got a Snickers and a Lion Bar. Would you recall any of the loan players? We still got Lee Griffiths on loan. No. Who is on loan? I don't even know. I don't know who we've got on loan at the moment. I don't think we've got anybody on loan who I'd like. Rafa Mir. Okay. No. I know he scored quite a few goals for... Is it Tenerife he's gone to? Or some holiday destination. Mallorca, maybe. Connor Ronan. Joe Mason. I thought we'd sold Joe Mason. I could be wrong with him. I know I got told off by somebody commenting on these videos before about Joe Mason. I didn't know where he'd gone. Connor Ronan. I really, really liked Connor Ronan the first couple of times I saw him. I thought he was an excellent player. But apparently he hasn't been consistent enough for Walsall in these few months that he's been away, which is a shame because for me, he had as much potential as Gibbs White in those first couple of games that he played. Miranda, oh God. If anybody went to that Sunderland game at the end of last season, my goodness me, it was absolutely terrible. Danny Bart liked a picture of mine on Instagram. Go and check it out. He liked a picture of mine this morning. It's the weirdest thing ever. It wasn't even a Wolves related. It wasn't even a Wolves related picture really. It was a picture of my new sort of YouTube setup. So maybe Danny Bart's watching right now, boys and girls. Isn't that exciting? It's just a fan walking past. Yeah, I wouldn't recall any of the loan players. I don't think any of them would add anything to our team at the moment. Sorry. You should do a YouTube video showing your normal week. Nobody wants to see that. It's boring. Right, score predictions then. I'm going to start going in about 5 minutes to meet my dad by the statue. Give me your predictions, please, for the games. 37 people in here. How many likes can we get in the next 30 seconds? See if we can get up to 20 likes. That'd be amazing, everybody. Like it. Yeah. 3-1 to Chelsea, says Oliver Horton. Any other predictions, please? Benicophobe is not on loan. We have sold him. 1-1 as usual against the big team. Wolves 0, Chelsea 2, says Wayne Mackey. Jake X says 2-1 Wolves. Darren Harris says 1-1. Great, we're up to 10 likes at the moment. 11, says Mary Gribben. Amazing. Oh, 1-1. 3-0 Chelsea. The rot isn't quite over for us yet, says Go Harry. Oh, excuse me, Sophie Handley. Hello. 4-3 Wolves, says Marcus. What an amazing game that would be. Keep dropping the likes, please. Let's see if we can get up to 20 before I sign off. That would be totes amazing. I'm being a bit of extra light now as the car's pulling out beside me. Beautifully lit. Any more prediction, boys and girls, before I head off? We're finally going to score some goals. Well, I'd love to know where they're coming from. I can't see it myself at the moment. I think we're going to struggle today. But yeah. He picks his moments, Nuno. But it's not down to Nuno. I don't know whether Nuno's... Oh, excuse me. I don't know if Nuno's doing anything wrong. 100-0. 2-2 today. Wolves lost on Sunday. Typical Wolves. All right, okay. So they'll draw 2-2 today and they'll lose on Sunday. I think that's perfectly possible. Thank you very much. Who was that? Go Harry. Was it? Keep the videos, they're great. What's my score prediction? If you've been watching the channel long enough, I don't really make them. But I'm quite confident today. I've been telling everybody in work, Wolves will win. We will win today. Because it's the sort of thing that Wolves do. We've been poor for a long, long time, since the beginning of October now. We're playing against the team who were third in the league. They've only lost once, and that was against Tottenham, and who are arguably the best team, apart from Man City, that we've played against so far. I think Liverpool probably the second best team in the league. But I can see us nicking a win. But I think it's perfectly possible. They don't stand a chance. That's Chelsea don't stand a chance, is it? All right, drop a like on the video now. I'll be heading off. If you haven't subscribed and you're here, please do subscribe now. There's daily videos all through December on this channel. And there'll be a review shortly after the game. Probably very, very late tonight it'll be going up, but catch it in the morning. Surely losing to both Cardiff and Huddersfield is a wake-up call for Nuno. You would think so, wouldn't you, Marcus? You'd hope so. And hopefully we'll see a bit of a reaction from the boys in the next hour. Enjoy the match if you're going. Enjoy the match if you're watching it on some streams somewhere. And have a nice evening. Bye-bye, everybody.